You are watching CIO TV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Infomedia.
Hello and welcome to CIO TV.live. Today it is Gisec day 2, and once again welcome to you to Gisec. We have been speaking to the thought leaders here, the CISOs and the technology ecosystem vendors and partners about what's happening around cybersecurity and the role of GenAI or AI into cybersecurity. Now I have Bernard Montel. He's technical director for EMEA region in Tenable Networks. Bernard, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure talking to you once again.
Yes, me too.
How do you see this region from taking a leadership role in innovation and adoption of new age technologies, new age emerging technologies? It's a global thing happening, and this region is actually taking a lead.
So, I've been here for the past 2 to 3 years now, and talking and sharing with you. And I think this region, particularly in the world, is changing a lot. So we have a lot of transformation. We have changes in many countries within the region. We have the emergence of smart cities. For example, we have the change in the business from oil to the next generation of business here in Dubai, but also in the region globally. And those changes, have a direct impact to the IT change, the digital transformation of the changes. And when we talk about that, we need to imply and include a lot of brand new technologies within that digital transformation.
So it means there is willingness of the local administration, the leadership here, not only in the UAE, of course UAE is taking the lead, but also adjacent countries like Saudi, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain.
So yes, I think 2 to 3 years ago we didn't talk about cloud, for example, and obviously the cloud is coming. I hope the cloud will come slowly, less quick than the storm that we had last week, but cloud is coming, and that transformation as well is led by the government. Government are fully involved into managing and how going to the cloud in a very structured way. But that is something which is new. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago we were only talking about classical IT, and today we're all talking about cloud here in this region.
Okay. Tenable is one of the leading innovative IT cybersecurity company. What is the role you are seeing for your company, for yourself in particular, in shaping the cybersecurity future in this region?
I think we never stopped innovating. We innovated in acquisition of companies. We also innovated in the way we are developing, the technology we are putting in the market. The data of exposure is really our DNA. Okay, we believe in products. I think security practitioners, you are using our product, but we don't want to stop making innovation, and that is something which is really, really important for Tenable. Innovation sometimes need to make an acquisition to go quicker, but we don't make an acquisitions like just putting a new piece of the puzzle. We want to put the glue around it. We want that the picture, and we have that analogy of the picture and the map, which is the attack surface, is fully managed, fully in a way that, holistically speaking, we have that capacity to understand everything that occurs in the attack surface. And we talked about the transformation, the digital transformation in this region. If you have a company which is now starting to use cloud services, the attack surface is changing. We want to be the partner helping that organization to have the full visibility of the data, whatever the attack surface is. So yesterday it was just IT, then OT systems, and tomorrow it will be cloud. Identity is everywhere. We want to be the partner that gives to our customer the capacity to understand the full attack surface and everything which is a new exposure within this attack surface. That's why we talk about innovation, because without innovation, we cannot do anything.
Bernard, the way the technology is changing, on the other side also the sector of business changing. Do you see there is opportunity in compliances, in regulation to be modified, readapted, reimagined, and changed also, created also?
I think government has two ways to enforce security. Investment into technologies, into programs, identifying the risk within the infrastructure, critical infrastructures, and regulations. Regulations is forcing organizations to increase their level of security by putting in place process, people, and technology.
Right.
But regulations doesn't solve the problem. It's just increase globally altogether for a specific sector or for a state the capacity to go after a security program by implementing best practices and minimum requirements. When we talk about minimum requirements, there is requirements and there is minimum. Okay? Which means that organizations need to understand that compliance is important, but not enough. They need to have a risk-based approach. They need to focus on what is important for their business, and that is unique for each and single organization.
All right. Any typical challenge or typical issue you visualize for this region, or even to the global market, because newer days or any new week or month coming, new development happening in the global order.
Yeah.
We saw the geopolitical situation, how it changed. Similarly, climate, another change. Those are impacting on the regional ecosystem or the market movement.
So at the beginning of the year, every year in January, there is this big event called World Economical Forum, where all the main brain of the planet are talking about, hey, what is the upcoming economy trends? So they are producing a report every year called the risk report. This year, in this 2024 risk report, and this is completely public, the top 5 risks are misinformation and cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is in the top 5 risks, exactly top 4 for the next 2 years, and in the top 10 for the next 5 years. So cyber is everywhere. IT is everywhere. OT systems, for example, is not only in the industry systems. So yes, we're talking about critical infrastructures. I think they are more critical than they were before. Whatever the reason, it could be cybercrime, it could be whatever, context reason. So the WEF, the World Economic Forum, produced that report and explained exactly the risk that we are going to see, ongoing risk going ahead. So yes, I think it's important to really focus on critical infrastructures. And as an example of that, it's not fully dedicated to this region, but in Europe, we have the new directive called NIS V2, which is enforcing small organizations, suppliers, because we have a lot of supply chain attacks, also targeting critical infrastructures, to go after implementing cybersecurity measures, risk-based measures, and even if it's a EU directive, not really a regulation, but that will have an impact to all of the organizations in the world connected to Europe.
Okay.
So which means that we'll have also connections here.
Right.
There are some companies which are dealing from Europe to the Middle East and vice versa.
Yes.
They will be touched by the new directive.
From Tenable perspective, what we can see this financial year, particularly what are you showcasing here in this?
So I'm not really in a position to talk about any financial data or whatever.
No, I'm not asking about that.
Yeah.
The roadmap for this financial year from product perspective,
Oh,
from
yeah.
engineering perspective.
I mean, we are continuing to develop what we currently have. What is important for us is we've made that acquisition in October on cloud security.
Okay.
We believe that cloud security is a major topic. We also believe on identity security. If you look at the development we've done so far, we acquired a couple of years ago a company in the identity exposure space. We now acquire that cloud security technology, and there is a link between, which is identity. 99% of the attacks, there is an identity theft. There is an identity which is compromised. And today, in the cloud and on-prem with Active Directory, in a cloud with multi-cloud identity management is super complex. So the balance between classical vulnerabilities, misconfiguration, and identity access is something which is super important for us. Our exposure management strategy that we are, obviously, investing a lot includes those three pillars: vulnerability, misconfiguration, and identity access. On-prem and in the cloud. So we have that strategy to have a hybrid approach. We don't believe that people will go 100% in the cloud. There are very, very few organizations that decided to go 100% in the cloud. We believe on that hybrid. Some on-prem with, for example, even Kubernetes clusters hosted on-prem. So identities, need to be managed in that way, so with that hybrid approach as well. So that is roughly what we are working on.
Artificial intelligence, GenAI, changing everything.
Yes.
Cybersecurity is not immune. Even from the defender perspective, you are one of the defenders.
Yes.
So you are being attacked by the hackers. Supply chain is attacked. Supply chain attacks are there, and major tool is AI. So what is the measure that you are looking at or inculcating within your solutions to create a check and balance?
Yeah. So I know AI is everywhere. I know at least everywhere in the way we are talking about, but it's also a reality. So one stuff I need to really highlight is AI did exist before generative AI. AI is not just new. Generative AI is new, but AI is not new. We have a before and after generative AI. Before we had AI for analyzing data, mainly existing data, and then being able to understand the trends or being able to understand what we were.
That's a good AI in the sense.
It's an AI to understand the low signals. That is super important for defenders. Understanding the signals you cannot really understand without having the help of an AI analyzing that for you. That existed before, and we have that in Tenable for years now. With the technology called VPR or asset criticality rating. All the time you see a risk and a rate, there is an AI behind it called data scientists. So data science modules. Now, generative AI is giving us the capacity to go quicker. Now, it also gives the capacity to the attackers to go quicker. Attackers are developing codes using generative AI, so they are going quicker to the market. So we have to react as well. So we can't just say, "Oh, that's not for us. We will wait." No, generative AI will be implemented to help defenders to search quicker, understand quicker, and react. If you understand quicker what's happening in your exposure by having an assistant, and again, I'm really insisting on that assistant word, because at the end of the day, only human can take decisions. Okay, AI will help human to be able to understand quicker, and that's all about that window between the attackers and the defender. If we go quicker, we are better armed. So yes, Tenable is involving in investing into generative AI as well, because we want to be able to help our defenders to understand quicker any exposure they have in the attack surface.
All right, Bernard, thank you very much speaking to CIO TV.live. As usual, it is a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.